Swaggy Vets, attention! Right pace, forward!
You are now on the set of the Swaggy Vets show. We do it for the sisters, bros from coast to coast. A place where it's safe to go to make sure that a soldier's stories are told. All around the globe, going worldwide, representing military pride. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
You should already be at the position of attention for them boys when they come out, the original first Swaggy veteran. And then you got that boy Big Pen. Hey man, salute me or shoot me. And if you ain't no vet, you better not talk like one.
Further ado, let's go. Boom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Swaggy Vet Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pen. I got my co-host here with me, Super Swaggy. What's up, man?
What's going on, baby? Always a pleasure on a Swaggy day, man.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out. We got a couple members that joined the Swaggy Vet family on YouTube. I want to give a shout out to Ruth Druitt. She went ahead and got the Swaggy Warrior. My wife, Diana Pennington, she's supporting us. And then the War Podcast, they went ahead and supported us. Hey, we really thank y'all for go ahead and hit that join button and join the Swaggy Vet family, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. All right, we got a really special guest today, y'all.
Really special.
This guest, we're sitting down with a man who names carry weight far beyond the battlefield. He is a United States Marine Corps veteran, security contractor, and one of the heroes in the Benghazi. He stood in the fire when everything went wrong and defined what courage was under pressure truly looks like. He's the host of the Modern Patriot podcast, where faith, grit, and truth meet. He covers real stories, hard lessons, and the battlefield we face as Americans today. He is also the co-author of 13 Hours, the inside account what really happened in the Benghazi, a story that has inspired millions around the world. But his mission didn't end there. After the smoke cleared, he continued to serve, this time on the home front, stepping into civic leadership and running for mayor of Colorado Springs. Determined to bring the grit, accountability, and action that showed overseas with his community. From the Marines to Benghazi and now in public service, his story, resilience, purpose, and never backing down when it matters. Let's welcome to the stage, John Tig
Tiegen. Taverns door, the Corps came alive. First to rise, first to fight. From the sands of Tripoli to the jungle's canopy, we carve our name in life.
Hope you like my intro, man.
It was great. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that,
man.
So, man, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. I know you had a crazy childhood, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Just again, a lot of people just keep it to themselves. They don't talk about it, and they just kind of move on. Some people get destroyed by it, and some people improve by it.
Yeah, but what was a normal day like when you were about 10 years old?
Oh, 10. I'm trying to think. So I was probably around 15.
I know it's a long time ago.
Something like that.
A couple years ago, not too long.
I mean, for the most part, I was never at the house. I was always at friends' house, stuff like that, on the street, running around. Not really too worried about a whole lot. Because usually I ate at friends' house for the most part. So I was always fed.
Absolutely. You sound like me, man. Rode my bike over to a friend's house. Try to stay at my mom's house.
So you always had to be nice to the friends' parents.
Absolutely, because they fed you and everything while you were there.
They say, "Hey, go do this." Okay.
I got you.
I do.
Like, oh, he's such a good kid. It's because I want to eat.
Y'all need me to wash these dishes real quick? I got you.
Usually that part I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I'd rather mow the lawn or something.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did that stuff too. So what's small childhood moment that you think, coming up, because I know you're out with your friends, you're doing some stuff. Anything prepared you for high pressure decisions later on in life when you were a kid?
I don't really know if anything, one little incident really prepared me for it. I think it was just a combination of everything kind of coming together for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything that you see, everything that you kind of go through. I think it just either, again, like I said earlier, either it builds you or destroys you. It just kind of, for the most part, I'd say like my older brother and sister, I mean, they were really jacked up on the, in and out of trouble constantly, foster homes constantly, stuff like that. So again, you know, even though we lived in the same household and stuff, it just I went with a different direction. A lot of it also had to do what I saw what you know they did in the bull crap. I was like, man, I don't want to end up like that. You know, even though it was the same situation for the most part, it's just so I think it's just I think it's just a combination of everything that kind of builds you up for everything. Honestly, I don't think it's ever just one situation.
Did you have anybody you could really look up to when you was a kid that kind of helped you get through all the BS?
No, I had a lot of people ask me that, like, do you have a mentor? Do you have anything? Not
Yeah,
really. I mean, I had, you know, I did have people that, you know, helped me out, but not just like one person. I
yeah.
had family that kind of really brought me in, you know, probably middle of towards the end of like ninth grade, something like that, going to 10th grade, where I actually moved in with them until I left and went into the Marine Corps. So, you know, and I was sleeping on, I mean, I slept on their couch for a couple, you know, for almost a year before they actually built me a room in their basement.
Wow.
So, I mean, that, you know, and it was a, you know, house full. I mean, they had three girls, no
Mm.
boys, three girls. I mean, the odds of a parent doing that. I mean, they were a married couple, retired Air Force, stuff like that. You know, I would, I don't know of anybody in this world that would probably do that for a boy.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
They'd more likely be like chain your ass up outside,
Keep you in the shed.
build a dog house. That'd be about it,
Yeah,
It puts the lotion on its skin.
right?
I got 3 girls. I don't think that would happen in my house.
I mean,
But
so I think just that. I mean, that you know, that was a huge thing for me right there. You know, just that trust right there was pretty big.
Respect.
okay. So if you could hand yourself one tool when you were a kid, like either a book or a habit that you pick up, you think that would have changed any trajectory? Or if you could hand yourself one?
I mean, it's possible, but what I like my thing is if you change, like if you take away one bad thing, add one good thing, or not even take away a bad thing, add one good thing, it may change everything that I've ever accomplished up to this moment, whether it's good or bad. So
Absolutely.
it's hard to say that. I mean, would rather have had a better life growing up? Hell yeah. But you know, overall, when you think about it, yeah, it kind of sucked. But you know, I'm still doing. I've done a lot of good. Also, I've helped a lot of veterans, a lot of individuals. So I think it kind of outweighs the negativity. I would think for me, I wish I'd have paid more attention in school. So I mean,
I think we all have that regret. I
you
know
know,
I do.
I think that's about my biggest regret is just hating school. And I think it's just, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the way it was taught. Um, but I think that would be about the biggest thing I would have liked to change would just be actually pay attention more in school.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way. I hated school, man. I Football was my outlet. I played Pop Warner all the way up through high school, so that was, I was always right there just so I could play football.
Yes.
See, I wouldn't. I started to, but it's like I guess again, like you said, we should have studied. I quit school in the ninth grade when I got my GED, joined the army, bro. I did not feel like going no class. Not one thing I did in the service. I had to answer who was the 16th president of the United States ever. I ain't need none of that. I ain't
You know,
need
if
none of that.
it wasn't for sports, I'd have been the same way because I actually got my high school diploma in 10th grade. I went and got it so I could get a different job because
Oh
it's
wow.
a diploma or you had to have your GED to get this. It was like a security job. And so,
Hmm.
great, I'll get my high school diploma. And the funny thing was, my highest score was on the class. It was in science, which I hated the most. It makes no sense. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, but if it wasn't for sports, you know, I mean, I started working. I think you had to be 15 with the worker's permit from the school or something. And I just started. I mean, I was skipping school. I'd rather work and then go to school, but it was sports that actually kept me in school because you have certain grades. I mean, I made the minimum for grades to stay in sports. So I mean,
I don't even think I made the minimum. we had a award ceremony in my middle school, right? My math teacher gave me an award for the most intellectual slacker because I wouldn't do homework, but I do classwork. And my mom was like, "Don't you take your ass up there and get that award?" I was like, "What? It's still an award, most intellectual slacker. That means y'all know I'm smart. I just don't apply myself." No, well, I got a serious question, man. Why you chose the Marines? Why you ain't chose the Army, man?
Well, initially I wanted to join the Army. I wanted to actually be a pilot. I wanted to fly the Apache.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of started from a recruiting station that was across the street when I was kind of like second and third grade growing up. I'd actually go to them after school, and it was all the posters and stuff like that. I liked the Apache was just really cool. But then by fifth grade, I had to wear glasses, so that kind of went to crap. And then Full Metal Jacket came out, and I said, "That's it."
Hey, I was just like you, John. I watched Basic, and then that's it. I don't watch the rest of the movie.
Me either. I don't. No, it's just the bait.
Oh God.
But that was it. That was and plus, I'm here in Colorado, so I'm always around a bunch of Army guys anyways. I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, even with you like Colorado Spring, I got some land not that far from me. It's in Alamosa and like near Pueblo,
Okay, yep.
which is a nice little drive from Colorado Springs. But
Holding out there, man. He gets some strong
I
wind.
got I tell people I ride my bike out there. I gotta do kiting. I ride through the mountains out there, and if you let one of them winds take you, it'll take you into a whole different lane, bro.
Oh yeah,
It'll
it
take
will.
you off. All right, look, back to it real quick. First reality check in boot or fleet. What did the myth fall away and the mission get real? Like when you just figured out, like, okay, this ain't just no movie. This is real life for me.
I thought it was fairly easy for the most part. Going into boot camp, I was expecting to be a lot more physical. It
Mhm.
really wasn't. I got body checked a couple times just because I was moving. But other than that, man, it was a great time. I was physically fit. Um, and as long as you're halfway intelligent, it was fairly easy. Boot camp- but we got lucky because we had a government shutdown, just kind of like what's going on right now. And it's
Mm,
funny 'cause we're leading up to Christmas time too, but because I went in during Christmas.
mm.
So it was only supposed to be like 50 recruits, but ended up being 84 recruits and only 2 drill instructors. So we got away with everything. So boot
Oh,
camp was a cakewalk, man. It was easy. And then School of Infantry, kind of the same thing. I don't know. I think about the only time I was saying, okay, here we go, is we went it was what year was this? Was it 97? I think it was 97 when it was Kim Jong Un's birthday, and he was going to launch some rockets. And I think that's the only time that Clinton had any balls. And he said, if you launch it, we're going to war. And we were actually fully kitted out, sitting on a tarmac, for 2 days, ready to roll out if you shot at it.
ready.
So it was legit. We were out there. Planes were literally running 24/7.
Mm.
So I think that was about the only time, but then it shut down. Like, oh well, there that goes. Other than that, man, my time in the Marine Corps was fairly easy. We did I didn't do any MEUs. We flew everywhere we went for the most part. So we just did Okinawa, Guam, and Tinian. So it was pretty much just a lot of
You
fun.
don't hear you
I
don't hear
thought
that a lot. People say, it was a breeze.
so. Did you spend a lot of time on ships? Because I had a buddy who was in the Marines. He was on the ship a lot.
No, I
Yeah.
I spent I don't know how, but I got what is it? What do they call it? A ribbon for being on a boat, but I got a star with it somehow. But we did it like for 30 days. And I think
Oh, okay.
we got off, and then we got on. I think we did on for like 30 because we went from Okinawa. My second deployment, we actually got on a ship, went from like Okinawa to Guam and Tinian and all that. Instead of so the first time we flew over, but then the second time we flew to Okinawa, but then we floated from there all around. I think when we got back on, we floated for like a week back home. It was just like being on a cruise. We were on a small ship, so they couldn't make us run around. We couldn't work out. We couldn't do anything.
Oh, what?
Oh, piece of cake,
Yeah.
man.
Nothing, man. It was just like, this is okay, whatever. I mean, Tinian was probably one of the funnest one because we got to act like guerrilla. We got to do the guerrilla warfare action against like I think it was an Army Reserve unit or something like that.
Oh my God, a reserve unit.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
trying to
man.
enact the taking of Tinian, and they're supposed to do it in 24 hours.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
We had an exercise like that when I was in Tonglucheon in Korea, and we went against the Rock soldiers, and we had to prevent them from taking over our base, and that didn't go well because we got a little emotional. We was like, you know what? I know it's training exercise, but I'm about to Randy Savage a few people out here, man.
So
I'm
wait,
about to do some damage to some bodies, man.
so Tig, y'all were an active duty Marine infantry unit against some reserves?
I think it was reserve. They could have been active duty, but I sure hope they weren't. It was bad, and I mean, I don't want to go. It was pretty bad. We had these dudes pissed off.
I bet, yeah.
I mean, we would not. We actually got to let loose as our squad, and we let our teams, our fire teams go individually. So I mean, we had dudes all over the place. I mean, we had the miles gear and stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
act, and then I think they had to sit out for like 12 hours. So if you got hit, they took your name, so you couldn't interact again for 12 hours. But man, we killed their command because we left we left the team in the airfield, and they said they swept the airfield, but they really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got the command post set up, their general was in there and everything, gone within like 8 hours.
Oh
Wiped out the
man.
command post.
They
So that
still
really
talking about that right now.
Yeah. And just hitting them. One time, I took a fire team out, and then we hit them really quick. We just doing a bunch of hit and runs, just kind of, midnight, 24/7, we're just nailing them. So
Mhm.
you hit them really quick, ran. We already had these spots hit kind of mapped out. So we hit in this little shrub, and there's a bunch of them like walking around, and they're just walking, talking like, man, I'm so tired of this. Dude, I'm just worn out. They won't stop. These action hungry mother effers. They won't quit. Why won't they just stop? Let it rest. we're trying not to laugh. We're like, oh my God.
Oh God, this is why I love the military right here, right
Yeah.
here. What is a big something that you failed that taught you a lesson that you're grateful for now, and like how did you like figure out that was a lesson that needed to be learned by failing?
Oh man, I never really thought about that. Something that I failed. We'll have to come back to that one.
Gotcha.
I failed
Okay.
quite a bit. I'm trying to figure out which one was the biggest.
Well, all right. Well, let me see. You say Marine. What do you do? I know I do a little stuff that I did in the Army today still. Like what would you taught that in the Marines that you still do daily?
I don't think I really do a whole lot daily anymore that I did in the Marine Corps for the most part. I mean, not consciously anyways that I can think of daily. I mean, I took a few. I mean, for me, it was just a constant getting up, and I would work out. I mean, for the first couple years, it was constantly get up, go at least do something, kind of some PT or something like that.
Mhm.
I think that kind of stuck with me. I mean, I still get up. I'm just not, and I still work out. Like if I don't, I mean, I've gained a lot since I got up, probably about 50 pounds now, but I still kind of feel like I still go and I'll do something. If I don't, I feel kind of like a bag. I think that's kind of stuck with me for a little bit. Still trying to think of the failure thing. I think about the worst thing that kind of taught me a lesson was, getting nailed for a DUI. I'd probably say about that.
Mm.
Definitely ain't doing that crap,
Mm.
but I'd probably say that was about my biggest lesson. So,
Yeah.
That's a lesson.
Absolutely. So what goes into saying yes to contracting? How'd you get into that?
So, I was doing heating and air conditioning, so it wasn't the money because I was doing piecework, doing So I was getting paid by the job. So every job I got done, I got paid for it. And I was making, I'd go to work at 9, and I'd be done by 1, and I was making anywhere between $700 to $900 a day.
Okay.
So it was just, I hated it, man. It was just, I just didn't enjoy it that much. And then my ex-wife, she was in the Army. She got stationed in Kuwait, and that's how we got into contracting. And she was over there just before she left. She got the application, filled it out, and that's kind of really how I got back into doing security work, because I wanted to do security. I wanted to go back into it, but back home, it just, I don't know. I didn't want to sit there and just watch some freaking building all night. You know,
True.
it just wasn't. It'd been worse than doing HVAC. You know, like I wasn't doing anything. So then I got into that, and then while I was over there, kind of watching all these other contract companies, there were some really bad fly-by-night contract companies you had to watch out for. They'd send guys up there with, no firearms, rusty guns that didn't work. They literally painted broomsticks to make it look like they had a gun. That's how asinine it was. But dudes would jump on it because they're paying them freaking like $60,000 for 30 days.
Wait a minute. So you go outside the wire with broomsticks that look like guns?
They would not me.
Like, not me.
Pay me enough. I'd rather no. So so the first job I took, I was only making $13 an hour.
Okay, but you were doing like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, huh? So
yeah. But it was tax free. That's how they got away. But to me, it was just that it was a foot in the door to get over there and figure out what else was over there. Because at the time, it was 2003. It was still a buddy program to get into the big money stuff. But then when I was there, that's when the Blackwater incident happened. When they dragged the contractors, hung them from the bridge. That's when it really exploded. And that's when I was talking about those other fly-by-night companies popped up. And again, a lot of people don't realize there was over 5,000 contractors that were killed over there. So
yeah, man, it was crazy. We had to go because I went to Iraq. I was initial push in 2003, and we had to go recover a contractor vehicle that they were just driving, and these guys popped out with AKs and shot up the whole vehicle, and we had to go recover that. Man, that was, and I'm 21-year-old specialist Pennington. I'm seeing pieces of skull in the seat. I'm like, golly, this really. So I was like, man, this contracting thing, I wanted to do it, but I was kind of scared after that.
Yeah, because it went with the companies, man. It was again, they'd flash $90,000, $60,000 for 30 days. Dudes would just jump on it. Like, I'll be safe. No.
Like triple canopy. When I retired, right before I retired, I applied for triple canopy in 2013, and they were doing, I think it was like $400 some a day for like almost 50, 60 some days then. And then it was just like, they just, like you say, they throw money at you, but the equipment they were giving us, they were trying to give out. It was like, nah, bro. Nah.
Usually it was pretty good for the most part, but yeah, so I found out Blackwater, even though, you submit your resume, you don't know where it's going. I don't know if it was going to State Department, I know it's going towards DOD. I'm just submitting it to Blackwater. So it gets accepted by, it gets accepted. Because at the time, I'm just thinking Blackwater accepts it. So I go in, do the training. It's like a month-long train up, along with some psych evals and the Wonderlic test thing. A lot of people haven't heard of that. I know I didn't until then. So once you get through that, once you pass everything, then we actually got separated from a group that we're kind of with, and you go over to another room. Somebody else comes in. Okay, you're going to read through this, you're going to sign it, and then we're going to tell you who you're going to work for. And that's
so they were kind of like a third party to the contractors.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of people like. Even this, what is it, where incident, whatever. So Blackwater, they're just in between. They don't hire you. They just train the contractors. They just but they don't set their own requirements. DOD, State Department, CIA, they set the requirements for the training, and they just do it. That's
wow!
It's in the qualification. So when that thing happened, they fired Blackwater. They didn't. they didn't fire the problem because the State Department was the problem.
See, Blackwater, people see a lot of civilians and people that I talk to, they just thought Blackwater was the whole entity of like, oh, you signed on to Blackwater, you just a mercenary.
Yeah.
That was a stereotype for the longest time until people really started to do their research.
Yep. No, you're still State Department trained, State Department hired, the State Department's paying you. They're just an in between. So that's how I started off, but I was still working for the agency. So you start doing that whole thing. And then eventually I became what they call, because that's an industrial contractor. Then I became a direct contractor. So now Blackwater goes away. There's nobody in between. Now it's just me and the agency.
See, I wouldn't have known that. I thought, like you said, Blackwater was his own thing. I didn't know. Well, I know you have certain standards you got to follow, but did you train? Did they train you here in the States?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when you started having the eye problems, huh?
What's that?
You started having the eye problem.
Yeah, so I was doing really good, and then because I had LASIK done in 2001, 2002, and man, it was awesome.
I could see
again, man. I was like, holy crap! And I was shooting really good, and I don't know what it was. 2007, right when I went to the training to do the GRS thing, my eyes, it was just like I could not see. I was like, oh, this is not good. So luckily I kind of already had my holds. I knew where to kind of aim, but man, I was going for glasses like almost like every other day. It was expensive, but I ended up passing. Finally, I ended up getting hold of an eye doctor here in the Springs when I got back, and I had kind of like a soft, hard contact lens. I forgot what it was called, but they still couldn't really figure out what it was. And then it was not till about, I want to say 2017 when they figured out. I went to another eye doctor up here in Denver, and they figured out what it was. It was a thing called cornicosis.
Oh man!
And when he was looking at me, he said, "We got to do it. We got to do these two procedures. Otherwise, you're going to have a transplant within about 2 months." I was like, "What?" So,
did the VA cover that?
Oh hell no!
You're like, I had to pay out of pocket for that one.
No, it's more of a genetic thing, I guess.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and the fact that I had now they can test for it before you get LASIK. They can test for it to see if you have it, because when I got the LASIK, it made it actually worse because it takes off the layers from your eyes, so it's not as strong. So I have 2 plastic things implanted in both eyes to keep my shape. And then they put this other stuff in to harden up your lens, and my right eye is an artificial lens in it. It's not even my real lens no more.
So you get LASIK, you can see really good, but eventually it got a lot worse, and it made it worse. So that's where that problem came in, because of LASIK.
Yeah, but it happened anyways, regardless.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Doing the LASIK caused it to be more rapid and worse. Because now they won't even do LASIK if you have that condition, because now they can test for it.
Okay. What do you think? So I know a lot of civilians, they wonder about contracting. What do you think is an underestimated skill of contractors civilians never think about?
It takes a lot of individual discipline to be a contractor, because you're you're self-employed. I mean, you are your own boss, and your attitude kind of, you either get fired or you keep your job. I mean, you have to be on point at all times, because they don't need you, and there's 1,000 people behind you, regardless. If you're the best SEAL, best Green Beret, you do one thing wrong, your ass is gone. They don't care. They do not care. They don't care if you had 10 freaking Medal of Honors. You screw up, you're gone. That's one thing. I mean, they're because there's so many people waiting to take your spot, especially now. I mean, back then, when I was doing it, it was still, there was quite a lot of open spots, but there's still a lot of people ready to take it. That's one of the biggest things, is, it's not just, you get it, you get to keep it. Oh, hell no. It's a job to keep it.
Somebody's always after your spot, huh?
And, going back and forth, because the difference between contracting and the military, this is why, even losing a brother, I think it's a lot different. I think it's a lot easier as a contractor. I won't say easier. It's not as hard on you as a contractor, because you're not working with these guys, 4 years 100, 365 days a year. Like Roan. I mean, I only work with the guy for those 30 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, and like some of the guys, you're only, when I first started off, I was there you're not really there for a year straight. You try to do your max so you can get your 330 days out of country.
So you get tax free, yeah.
Yeah, so you try to get that. I mean, the first year in Kuwait, that was easy, and then the next 2 years working with the through Blackwater, I got that, but then they made it to where you can only do because so many guys got burnt out from it. They maxed out at 3 months, and then you had to be home for 2 months. So you can kind of picture that back and forth. You don't really get that bond for a lot of times with the guys, but you got to realize going back and forth, that time change, it jacks you up, man. I mean, I did it for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And it really screws with your Abdullah Oblongata, whatever it is, your brain. Your sleep cycle is just screwed up. So like when I went, whatever I could do, I try to get night shifts. GRS doesn't really do night shifts, but there's a couple spots where I could.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted it because there was no action. I don't need action. I just want to work.
Just pay me. Just pay me. Get my check, man.
So, that's the biggest thing. I mean, it does wear you out. I mean, I figured it out. I spent a total of about almost 7 years out of the 10 years overseas.
Yeah. I will say this, you're absolutely right, because back in 2007 they did those 15-month deployments, and I was on the colonel's PSD, and our group of guys, we trained before deployment, and then we did a whole 15-month deployment together. And I built some really good relationships with those guys. I still talk to them to today, and that was almost 20 years ago. So it sucked. 15 months it sucked, but we had some really good cohesion, and that's probably the best group of guys I've ever worked with. So now these guys, these people that are over the contractors, are they all prior military, or do you got some that have no idea about military stuff? Calling shots. Like for contractors, like the overseeing, because you say there's a lot of these contract companies that are fly by night, right?
I mean, a lot of the people who start them are, but like staffers, like the secretaries, usually they're not. Like Blackwater started off, I think majority of the staffers were from Hooters.
What? Yeah. I never knew that. You just taught me. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I mean, they're nice ladies, and they kind of figured things out as they went. We have to start.
Oh God.
But I mean, that's just what I heard. I didn't spend a whole lot of time at Blackwater headquarters or anything.
Yeah.
As long as my paycheck came in, I didn't really care. There's a couple times I'd get overpaid a lot of money, like 10 grand, 20 grand. I just leave it there. And when they hit me up, said, "Hey, we overpaid you," it's still sitting there.
Yeah,
because I remember dudes would touch it. Well, I thought it was like, what are you thinking, man? You're a moron. So,
yeah.
I would just email them, say, "Hey, you overpaid me." It's sitting there, because I'd rather keep my job than lose it for 20 grand.
Absolutely. And the reason I said that, because kind of like people that are calling the shots that really don't know about military, was there ever a time that you had to make a call with incomplete info?
Like stuff on the ground? No. So they wouldn't be doing that stuff.
Okay.
No, they didn't have anything to do with like that part on the ground. It was just like the administrative stuff for like travel and all that stuff.
Okay.
We needed weapons and stuff. We went to the head shed of the agency, so we went to our staff guys and stuff.
Okay.
No, that they had nothing to do with that. It was just more of administrative work. So again, that's why like when they blamed BW for the whole incident at that square, I'm just in my head, I'm like, this is stupid.
So did those guys, like in Blackwater or any of the agencies you work with, did they make sure you guys had some good equipment to work with?
Oh, we did. We got just about everything we asked for.
Okay.
Obviously they eventually took away the actual grenades. Why, I don't know, because they saved a lot of lives.
Yeah.
There's times you get ambushed, and that's the only thing, they surround the vehicle, you drop a grenade out, and they boof, then you get out of there. They don't care of a flashbang, they don't care smoke, they don't care. You freaking throw a frag out, they care.
They know what's coming.
Yeah,
Right?
because I was gonna say, because the right gear you have, depending on the situation you're in, makes a difference between chaos and control.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you have belt feds, you had grenade launchers, stuff like
Nice.
that. We
Yeah.
didn't have AT4s. We had grenades for a while. Some guys we still, you hide them, use them in
What,
special occasions if you
what,
really need.
what was your favorite caliber to use what was your favorite weapon?
My favorite still is the saw.
Mm,
And, even
absolutely.
squad leader and stuff. I'd still during we do that because I was stationed at 29 Palms,
Mm.
and you do it's the hell is that damn thing called now? Now it's 401. I forgot the name of it now, but anyway, it was like a 3 mile attack. Man, you have like 6 bells, and you're just laying hate. I just love the saw. It is so freaking
How many
fun.
times you done shot that SIG Sean gave you?
What's that?
How many times you done already shot that SIG Sean gave you on the show you did with him?
So Sig sent me the wrong one. I'm waiting for the other one.
Mm.
Oh.
So they did. He actually. So I was like, man, they ain't gonna send me this damn gun. I was right. They didn't send me the damn gun.
Oh, okay.
So
Dang.
they sent me the wrong one on accident. So they're redo. But they do send you. They actually do send you the gun. So
It's nice. Yeah, because I run a SIG. I got the SIG, the 365 fuse. I love that thing, man.
I liked the SIG. I mean, I liked FN. I was shooting that for a while. And then I gotten into the SIG. I was doing Glocks forever just because
Hmm.
I mean I was a self-trained pistol shooter, which not I highly suggest you don't do that. But you get some bad habits and I still can't break it. But anyways, then I got into FN, actually really a lot better with that. Then I started shooting a SIG and I was really good with that. And kind of stuck with the SIG since, man. And then I liked the weight. I don't know why I like heavy guns. And then I shot that 211 again, and I want to shoot a lot more because, man, I was right out of the. I mean, we were pinging at 100 yards with that
Oh,
thing.
dang.
Man,
Yeah,
bad.
that's
Oh,
what
no,
I like.
I'm a
Okay,
revolver guy. I like revolver. I just went to a police auction and bought a Titan SC 38 special.
yeah,
And it's a small barrel. I got a 357, then I got the Judge Dredd one with I don't have no lock on it. So it's just I'm a revolver. I don't know. I ain't modern like y'all guys, man. I'm a old revolver, man.
yeah. I can't do revolvers, man. I don't
Me
know.
either. Yeah, me either.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little weak. I just don't like the kick.
Yeah, it does kick.
Yeah.
Especially at 357, that kick like some mule.
Plus the
Yeah, you could sit there and try and hold it with both. It's gonna turn your wrist. I don't care who you are. It's gonna turn your wrist.
yeah, that reload takes a minute.
Hmm.
What's it? Jerry Mikulik. I
Hmm.
think I said it right. Look up. He's like the world's fastest shooter. He uses a revolver. I think he can outshoot dudes with semi-autos.
Oh, I think I've seen him. He goes
Um,
from the hip really quick, and he's
Yeah.
pew.
Oh, dude, this guy. I don't think
mm-mm.
he's human. I don't think he's human.
See, I ain't that fast. I'm accurate. I'm not too fast with it, but I'm accurate. So I'll put mine up against anybody else with it. I'm accurate. But we'll
No,
see about that.
hopefully I'll get that thing this week because I just got the email last week that they're going to resend it. That they're going to send it. I was like, do I have to? I didn't ask for the other one back yet.
Oh, wow.
So
Hey, what you say? Just like you overpaid. Hey, it's still sitting right here.
it's still sitting right. I got it.
It's still sitting right here.
Box just in case.
Yeah.
Look, now, like I said, I'm gonna take a hard left real quick, and I'm gonna take you back real quick. Now, paint paint this picture for us. The first 60 to 90 seconds when you knew the night was different under, the under the fire of Benghazi. Like when you just knew, like, all right, this is go time.
Oh man, honestly, it was right out of the gate when a lot of people don't realize our team leader told us that the consulate was overrun and it
Mm.
being attacked. I mean, it was overrun. I was like, holy crap. I mean, this is intense because I mean, our biggest job, honestly, for being the GRS is kind of doing hostage rescue. But a 2-man team going in and kicking doors, try to go get our asset in case something because they go into meetings by themselves and stuff like that. So our job is to go in if we have to, but not and then being told there's about 100 150 on the compound and it's probably just us, it was pretty insane. That's when I knew. I mean, because I'd never been in a situation like that. I mean, I don't know if me and Rowan might have been, being SEAL team for 20 something years, but I know I never had. I mean, I've dealt with stuff, but more on, I've only really fought from a defensive position, never went on the offensive side of it. So it's just that was for me that was completely different. But we trained for it, a lot. But yeah, it was definitely different.
Yeah. Now I know at one point I've been to a few deployments, so I know like fear in your body. Like, how did you maintain that and just keep it from driving what you was finna do next? Like, you just, hey man, I gotta push it to the side and focus on the mission.
I think it was sitting in the vehicle for a while that it kind of drew forward a little bit. Just because you're sitting there for so long, you have a time to actually think. And I think it was once we're kind of moving, you really don't have time to think. You're just trying to process, trying to pay attention to what's going on, trying to hear, trying to see. It really sucked because you couldn't use our night vision goggles because of the State Department, the lights, the way they had them outside the compound, inside the compound, because it was just not a good layout whatsoever. It's just, and then kind of going back to our compound. I think when the mortars started coming, I've been, a lot of attacks, rocket attacks, in Afghanistan, Iraq. Mortars and the rockets just suck when they're coming at you. I mean, you like them when they're headed towards the enemy, but not when they're headed towards you. It's just not feeling, man. That's about the only time I think I've ever, like, when I'm scared is when they're coming at me, because there's nothing you can do. There really, it's either got your number on it or it doesn't. Honestly,
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy. That's 2007. I was in Camp Prosperity, and for Thanksgiving we got hit with like 20 some rockets,
yeah.
and 20 of them didn't go off. So they was calling EOD, scouts, recon teams, everybody to go out there and try and like pick. No, I think that was the only time I quit. I was so bad at being. I was like, I wanted to be a scout so bad, but that day I was like, you know what? I think I just want to do my 3 years and get out and go back home. Like, I don't want to keep going no more, man. But I know many of the deployments I've had, it was like, just walk us through one decision where seconds really mattered. Like what you saw, what you waited, and what you chose to do, and how it helped you, like, just maintain your bearing and get you out of the situation.
I think it's just trying to, honestly, is just letting the training kind of kick over is really what it was. And to me, that's kind of, honestly, every time it's just kind of that, just trying to keep your bearings on everything and letting the training just kind of do its thing, like going in and moving on to the compound and all that. It was just, I really wasn't thinking. I was just reacting, honestly.
Right.
And it was just, yeah.
So did a lot of your Marine training kick in?
I mean, it did. I did urban warfare stuff. I was an urban warfare instructor, so house fighting in the Marine Corps, and then we did again going into GRS. I think that's the reason why they allowed me to come to GRS, is because I had that part. Because otherwise, you had the 8-year special forces.
Oh wow!
And plus, I nagged the crap out of them.
And now let me see this is a good question, I think, myself, because I've heard so many different stories about it. So like the most misunderstood part of that night from all the Benghazi stuff, from the public narrative. Give me 60 seconds to just set the record straight up. Just killing that narrative of the public again.
I mean, I would say the one that the public knows and usually comes down to is what happened to the ambassador. The biggest one is, he was tortured, raped, and mutilated. That never happened. He died in the building. They found him at 1:30 in the morning. They took him pretty much from the building straight to the hospital. That's where he was. And I would say the other thing is the stand down order. We were told to stand down by our chief of base. It didn't come from anywhere else. It came from him. And what I just found out, about 2 years ago, it's because 17 Feb, which was the QRF team for the State Department, they told him they weren't going to come. and we were pretty much we were the only hope for the State Department. We're so if we didn't leave and go over there and do something, nobody was ever going to come and help them.
Boy,
So I think those are the two biggest things that get
Wow.
and why they keep lying about the stand order, saying we weren't. Honestly, honest is what it is, because 2 people died because of it, 2 Americans. Because if we'd have left when we could have left when we wanted to, they wouldn't have set the buildings on fire, because we would have engaged with them just like we did when we went over there. So, you know,
how much influence did you have on the story about them making the movie?
the movie, not a lot. The book, 100%. I
Wait,
never read.
well, you would think, you're the guy that was on ground. They would get, you're the subject matter expert. You'd think they would get the whole thing from you.
Right. But the thing is, it's entertainment for them. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
The movie itself, it's 50% accurate. Once you do a movie with them, you have to sign away your life rights for that story. And they get free reign of what they want to do, and there was one point where actually I told them I was pound saying I'm not going to be part of it, because at the end, when the mortars came in and killed Ron and Bob, told me this. He said, hey, because we walked through with Michael Bay, and all them, the whole story and stuff, and I didn't read the movie script, but then Jack says, hey, they're not putting you up on the roof with Ron and Bob doing what you did. And I'm like, what do you mean? So he kind of walked me through it, and I said, well, because he was kind of talking with the producer and all that. He was more connected with them. I didn't really talk to a whole lot of people. I said, well, you can tell them I don't want nothing else to do with this. And so technically you can have influence. So it went all the way up. Everybody was calling me, telling me, no, you got to be part of this. And I just told them no. Like, if you can't show them, I was up on the roof, and if you can't show them actually tossing the bodies off the roof, then I'm done, because that's what happened. It's the truth, and it is what it is. And again, went all the way up to the president of Paramount, and they're trying to talk me in, like, no, just this. Like, I just hung up the phone on them all. And finally, Jack calls me back, says they're putting it back in the movie.
Okay.
So they had to go back and refilm this stuff.
Well, good. We'll go into it. You say he was given the stand down order?
Yeah, so we were given the stand down order, and again, but I always tell it came from Bob and only Bob, and he was told. Again, I just found this out a couple years ago, actually, at the 10-year remembrance, was that 17 February's Martyrs Brigade was the consulate's quick reaction force. They're pretty much their security outside of the State Department's own security. They told Bob weeks before that if anything ever happened, they were not going to come and help. When they got attacked that night, Bob had actually reached them, as we were getting ready to go, and they said, no, we're not coming. So that's the why we got told to stand down. So that's again, if we'd have left when we wanted to leave, Ambassador Stevens and Sean Smith would have survived that night.
Oh man,
it's a 100% fact, because they died of smoke inhalation and nothing else. And that stand down order gave the attackers the ability to light the buildings on fire.
What?
Yep.
And of course, they didn't depict any of that in the movie.
Yeah, again, I only watched it once, and I don't really. I mean, they showed them lighting it on fire. They showed the stand down order, but again, at the time, we didn't know that information either. So again, this is all information that we got 10 years later.
Yeah, they kind of. When I watched the movie, because I watched it recently, the CIA director guy who was there, is that with Bob, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he seemed like a real pain in the fourth point of contact.
Yeah, and there was who worked with them in Iraq who said we portrayed him a little bit too nice.
Oh, really?
So, that was my third trip working with him. So on a personal level, he was an all right guy, like a family type of person. But on like ops and stuff like that, that's just how he was. He was just kind of a douchebag that way.
Okay.
Wouldn't really let us do our job and stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
It's really offensive to us. I never had a PTS from it. Never had I can't say I never had nightmares because the VA at one point I was having a really hard time sleeping. They gave me some, I guess, psychotic drugs to help me sleep. And I had some really weird dreams. I think I talked about it on the Sean Ryan show, but the last time I took, it was dreams of like I remember because I was like going through some rafters in some warehouse, and Rome was next to me, and I think Jack was on one side, and like what? And in my head in the dream, like what the hell's going on here? This didn't happen. And then at the last time I took those damn things was actually I don't know. I was back home and I ended up chopping my kids' heads off.
Oh, dang.
And that scared the shit out of me. And I woke up and I was like, I never took him again. I never took anything ever again to help me sleep besides like just not ambient, the melatonin.
Oh, melatonin, yeah.
And as they keep taking, I think that's bad for them. I think, man, if you have a bad trip, don't take that shit no more. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, I'm curious, John. So the actual actor that was portraying you, did he kind of get with you? You guys sit down and talk? Maybe he tried to get some mannerisms you do or anything like that?
Yeah, we had about a week before the movie started, before he started actually filming the movie, and then time on set was there.
Mhm.
Well, he had not a lot. The other guys were actors.
Okay.
This is what-
Now, did you actually go? Because they really made the set look pretty good. Where was this at?
Malta.
Malta. Okay.
Actually, pretty close. It was pretty cool.
Okay. Cool. Now, what's
Yeah, TIA set. I would have to say that set, besides actually inside the building, was about 90% accurate. I mean, it was really inside, not even close. The agency is not that cool.
Oh, I got you.
The consulate, it was pretty far off, but it was what they had. Fortunately, they kept complaining we tried to do this, but it's just the way everything laid out, which I get it. It happens.
So, what surprised you the most about the after? Like the scrutiny, applause, armchair takes. What like surprised you the most?
I would say that we're kind of attacked for saying that we lied about the stand-on order.
Mhm.
We actually, it's kind of sad, we got attacked by the left. They, because pretty much the politicians made it political. We just told what happened.
Yeah.
When we go around, and I think even Oz and Tonto, I think even OD, he goes around, he talks about the story now too. He finally came out of the closet, but we never talk about the politics of it. Like when people want to hear the firsthand account, I don't talk about Hillary. I don't bring that up. Now, when I do a Q&A and people ask me questions, that's when I bring it up. Because to me, bringing it up during the timeline discredits the whole entire story, because we didn't know what the hell these guys were doing back home. We didn't know anything anyways. And technically, we really still don't know the truth anyways. It's a lot of it's still kind of hearsay for the most part. I would say again, I don't blame her for the military not coming, because it wasn't her fault. For again, what we found out, it goes back to the agency. They quit reporting the attacks, so the military was on their way. But at 1:30 in the morning, our team leader, Hush, he told the medical bird, "We don't need you. It's over." That's why the military went away. But this was after our first attack on our compound. So why he said that, I have no idea. But that's why the military got turned away.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So again, this is stuff that I found out 10 years later.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Did that kind of boil your blood a little bit?
Pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed because again, that right there, that the fact that the military got turned around, again, in my mind, that's the reason why Ronan Bub would be here today again if that did not happen. Because I guarantee those guys have been scared to death to probably do anything.
Okay. Yeah. How do you have to do? Because I know your sons. You got twin boys.
No, boy and a girl.
Oh, okay. You got a boy and a girl. I'm sorry. And do you have to protect them from the story sometimes?
No.
Okay.
No, they don't. I don't mean they know about it, but I don't think they really understand it.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I mean, it's going away for the most part. It's not, because that whole group of people are pretty much just about gone as soon as like those career politician douchebags, which we need term limits, go away. It's
Absolutely.
gonna go away. At least that portion of the political side of it will disappear, and then it'll become the story what it should have been in the beginning, anyways. Just the heroism and the fortitude of the Americans on the ground and what they went through. The politics will be finally gone. So to me, I think them growing by the time they probably get into high school, which will be a couple more years, I think it's going to be a perfect time for them to actually bring up the story. Honestly,
Why?
or something.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you think the agency? I don't know if they tried to cover it up or they didn't get you guys over there fast enough. What do you think was holding up? Why do you think they just was?
So I think it's just because Bob, he was risk adverse. That's just who he was. He didn't want to lose anybody on his watch, you know. And there was actually another thing that I just found out. I forgot exactly what it was, but we technically weren't authorized per agency to go and help other people anymore.
Oh wow.
So that was another thing. I think that if that's kind of what I'm understanding why we got the stand down order was because of the portion of it. Because it was not, they weren't part of our job description whatsoever. I mean, again, we weren't military. Our job was to protect the agency personnel. But when you give, we were telling them in 2011, hey, if something ever happens, let us know. We're going to come and help you guys.
Yeah.
And going back to Bob and his stand down, the British ambassador, you can look this one up. He got attacked, and one of his guys got really jacked up, and the GRS team leader. It kind of comes also down to the team leader had more balls than the one that was there at that. I wouldn't say more balls, just he had more leadership, I guess I should say, to where he told pretty much that team leader told Bob to shut the hell up. This is our job. You sit down. You're not in control of security. We are, because we are. Well, the team, I wouldn't say I am, but so he told him to shut up. He went there, and actually, that's the only reason why those guys are even alive.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I mean, you can look it up. I mean, yeah, they got attacked coming back and stuff like that. So again, those stand down orders, it's just not something that we just came out of the blue. I mean, there's so many incidents where that happened. I mean, another one's in the movie where Ronan actually was another GRS agent where they got held up at a checkpoint. Bob told the team to stand down. The U.S. consulate had got attacked just prior to that one, and I was there for that. He told us to stand down. We couldn't go. So again, that's just who Bob was. It ain't like I'm, what did a lot of people say? We lied about the stand down order so we could sell more books. It's not going to sell more books. That's just freaking life.
Yeah.
That's what that stand up did. It killed 2 Americans, plain and simple. We didn't need to lie about anything to sell more books. There's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
man, you guys were up there. When they were walking the mortars in, oh man, I was like on the edge of my seat.
Dude, that attack was 1 minute and 14 seconds.
That's it?
That's it. That's how fast it was.
Holy crap.
Right? So when I was in that tower, and I got to call mortars and stuff like that, and those were 81s. Those are big ass freaking rounds. And it looks like from my point, they're walking in. So I jumped out of the tower because I'm thinking they want to blow us out of the tower so they can come through that wall.
Yeah.
I didn't realize for the building, but I jumped out and then they nailed that building. You're like, holy crap. But we didn't build a compound for mortars to protect us from
exactly.
Of Iraq, I'm thinking like, holy crap, we're all dead. That's the only thing I could think of.
Hey, but guess what? God had a plan for you, John.
Yeah, he likes playing a long joke on me, man. I tell you what.
Is there any belief that you had before the whole Benghazi that didn't survive the aftermath that maybe you had to change your mind on, or maybe you thought one way before, but now you're like, I don't even think like that anymore because of that?
No, it's always been the same.
Is there anything that got stronger after that? Like mindset, maybe?
No,
Okay.
no. I mean,
Yeah. What? So
well,
what
that's
did?
one incident of 10 years of doing that, and then my other childhood stuff. I've like faith wise and all. Nothing's really changed. It's just always just kind of been pretty much the same. You know, I think it's more solid now than especially faith wise. With my new wife and stuff like that, it's definitely gotten a lot stronger.
Oh yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting your wife. She's an amazing individual, and you,
Yeah, she is.
man. How did you like the ride we did for the Warrior Weekend?
Oh man, that was awesome. That was really cool.
I know, seeing Florida Highway Patrol doing the thing, I was like, dang, this is cool.
But I tell you what, coming back from that thing, it was hot, man. I had to
Oh,
stop. I had Taco Bell in years. I had to pull over, going to Taco Bell just to cool off.
I know. I was talking with Chance, and he said they're making it's like more gonna the range day next year is gonna be a little bit different, more extravagant.
Yeah, I kind of talked to them about that a little bit too. It was like, man, it was yeah. I mean, it was fun. It was a good time, but
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to next year. I think it's gonna be a lot better.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna be there. Oh, Soup is gonna be there with us, so we're gonna make a whole thing of it. It's gonna be cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. And I just got a new bike too. I can't wait to ride it because
What'd you get?
I got a Road Glide. I had a Road King, but now I got a Road Glide.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to riding it next year.
Yeah, but it doesn't stay cold forever in Florida. When
Mm.
it's hot, it stays hot forever.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, oh man, I was dying on that. Oh.
I used to live in Colorado Springs, John. Back in the day, our house we had, I look out the back window, you could see Citadel Mall.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like freaking
So after the whole Benghazi thing, what does healing look like? Did you have to heal from anything?
yeah, and I had my lungs were pretty jacked up. My neck got pretty jacked up because I slammed it
Mm.
going into the window, my
Mhm.
night cot. So I was on steroids for my lungs for about 6 months.
Oh wow.
And then I went back 2 more times after healed up and stuff. And
Okay.
I think it was my second trip back is when Oz got a hold of me and said, "Hey, we were thinking about writing a book. Do you want to be part of it?" And that's the first time we actually even started talking again. Because we just started doing our own thing. Even though Oz, he lived here in Colorado and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I know a lot of people think, we kind of got together and I don't know, talked about the book before we even did it. We never even had a chance. We just tape recorded what we saw, what we did, and sent it to the author, and he
Okay.
put everything we did together. So I went over my major portions. I didn't, but because I was still kind of, I was still actually in the phase where you still like to sign a professional. I knew it needed to be told because we had testified. I testified in front of the Senate, in front of Congress, and they're still spewing the same crap. They didn't update actually what happened, especially to the ambassador, and the stand down order and all that. And I'm just like, so we're starting to get pissed. Like, screw it. Let's just tell the truth. Then, if they're not going to do it, we're going to do it. So that's kind of how it happened.
Oh my goodness. So you had to go in front of these the Senate people and testify?
Hmm. I was actually only out of all of us the only one that testified in front of the Senate.
Were they trying to get you some gotcha questions?
No, the sad thing was I was it was Bob, and so the team leader and the chief of base were there at the same time testifying.
Okay.
So they would ask them the questions that they didn't really want the truth to, and then they would ask me pretty much what happened over at the consulate. So everything that led up to us leaving the annex the first time, they asked them about. So it just kind of left out the whole stand down and all that stuff.
So do you think them asking those guys that they didn't want to know the truth, do you think they were hiding something?
That's what the agency does. They play games like that. So, but if I'd have known what I know now, about, I would have been like, I wouldn't have really cared.
Like,
Because again,
yeah.
regardless of what they say, I don't know why they stand down. To me, stand down order really for them. I don't know why they lie about it, anyways. But to me, they still got 2 people killed because of it.
Mm.
Um, But for me, like to sit there, if they want to lie about, let them lie about it. Honestly, it it's on their conscience for the most part. It ain't going to change anything, whether they tell the truth about it or not. But for I think it goes to the State Department and the agency. They're protecting each other's asses. It kind of comes down to so the like again the agency's protecting the State Department's ass by the intelligence side, and again then the State Department's kind of protecting the agency's ass just with the whole entire debacle within itself. Because I think a lot of the leadership failure came from the agency side after it started. So again, that stand down that caused 2 deaths, and then the military being turned around. Again, the military wasn't told to stand down. I mean, they were probably told to stand down because nothing was happening. It was just like, hey, there's the reports of nobody's being attacked. Stand down, go back. So it ain't like they're trying to go, no, stand down, you can't go, kind of thing. I don't think it was so. But again, I think so. DOD to me, they have no part of it whatsoever. They were just just doing what they thought they could do. Just those 2 entities, the State Department and the CIA, protecting each other and overlapping.
Yes. So from all that, like what pulled you from those kind of headlines into like local service and like eventually running for mayor of Colorado Springs, right?
2020 COVID. When I'll give them the first 30 days to try to figure out what was going on. Like, what is this? What's going on? Then after that, regardless of what it was, it's up to me. For me, it was up to the local people, we the people, if we want to go into our business and open up, it's up to we the people if we want to go to that business or not. It's not government to say, no, you cannot go do that. While you let these big box off stores open up, and then you got cops going into the parks and stuff like that, arresting parents in front of their kids. And dude, there's one up here in Denver is what the one really pissed me off. They're in the park by themselves in like a 5-acre park, nobody around them. And they're going to the park. Cops went in there and arrested them.
Oh, wow.
And that right there, I'm like, oh, that should never, ever, ever, ever happen. It definitely should never happen again. So my goal again to go into mayor, for one, to kind of take away that power from our government, at least local government, as much as I can, and from actually enforce the local police, the city police, to where they cannot do something like that. Again, they cannot violate the Constitution, because it seems like the local police are pretty much just politicians with the badge, honestly, and that needs to be taken away. They should, the mayor should not be controlling what the police do or do not do. He can like, if they violate something, then the mayor can fire them. But once the mayor hires that police chief, as long as he does not violate anything under the Constitution, the mayor should not be telling him what he can and cannot do. Plain and simple. So that's kind of my goal with that. And the other goal is to make sure, again, like, to take away power from the health department to where they cannot use the crap that they used against the populace and businesses. As again, they hijack liquor license from these businesses. Like, if you stay open, we're pulling this, we're doing that. Was, again, that shit pisses me off. And I had no blood in the game. I had nothing, but again, I do, because I'm still an American. And to me, that totally violates everything our country stands for. This No King rally that just happened, that's the shit that should have been standing up for, in my opinion. So that's kind of what I'm running for mayor as, is more like that. And then just, again, to me, just bringing more actual accountability and stuff like that to the city. But that's why I'm running. My wife, she's running as well. She's running for state representative.
That's awesome.
That's what's up. So like, what made you stay in Colorado Springs and like this is where you wanted to be at and run right here?
It's just where I've lived, and I really like Colorado for some reason. I mean, there's just so much stuff here, and I've been a lot of different places, and this is probably one of the weather-wise that I like, and just the environment that I like. I mean, unfortunately, there are people more from California and New York coming here, which I don't like, but it is what it is. It's just everything here. I mean, you got the mountains, so you got you got the waters, you got the skiing, you got everything. It's You know, you
That's
don't.
why I like it now. I like Colorado Springs, Denver, Pueblo, Alamosa, San Luis. Like I like the riding weather that's out there in the mountains, man. But like Colorado Springs is tough.
I mean, I've ridden my bike in the winter. I mean, you got snow piled up on the side, streets are clear.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. As long as you don't hit that sandy patch, you're good to go.
Pretty much like that. As long as you don't wreck, you good. Like
Oh,
what?
Tony, I almost died driving back from that range.
That he got you.
You paid him arms get tired. Well, you might pass out. Nah, hey, man, I pull up Taco Bell, man. I got it. What does effective community safety look like beyond slogans and all the big propaganda? Like one policy, one program, and just one habit of residence that you want to run.
You know, I think the community needs to be more involved in policing itself. And I think people are just, again, it goes back to the politicians and even the police themselves have gotten the community so scared to protect themselves. You know,
Mhm.
station called UADF were kind of the same thing. It's like, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. Actually, I can, and yes, no, you cannot stop me. You know, they say, oh, you're just a vigilante. Actually, no, it's my constitutional rights as a citizen to do citizens arrest. So, to me,
Mhm.
it's just kind of informing, you know, the populace because you don't need, you just don't need to be a police state. You just don't, and that's what everybody seems to want, and that's what we're gonna get because nobody does anything. They just want to sit there and just film as somebody's being freaking killed nowadays. So it's and just say no, you can do this, you can do that. You know, as long as you don't overstep it and stuff. I mean, look what happened to that Marine Penny. You know,
Mhm.
again, I don't know the whole situation, but he did stop, and then and look what happened to him. And now then he had that one girl now who got shanked on, and nobody even stepped in. Nobody even tried to stop that person from even leaving. It's just like that's what you get. It's like when so to me, it's just like standing up, protecting the community. Not really. I don't think we need more laws on the book. We need the for one. I think we need less laws on the book, and the laws that are on the book to actually be enforced. In my opinion.
100%.
I agree. I agree. Like even looking at the video of that happening, it was sickening because like nobody steps up. It's like people would rather take their phone out instead of like putting a foot in or doing something. As a soldier, we already know what to do in certain situations, but it's like civilians don't care. They don't
And
they
so
don't pay
freaking.
attention to us a lot.
But yeah, somebody should have like. But yeah, that was I can see people all happening going on. But yeah, but the thing is, nobody steps up or does anything. They just want to film.
That's it.
Especially after the Penny incident, like people are kind of scared to even step in now.
Like that's just a weakness of, I guess, the weakness is pretty much just coming back to like civilian wise. Like, you got your military and then you got civilian. Nobody wants to be that hero no more. Everybody would just rather take their phone out, record, and be like, well, I was the first one there, but did you help that lady? Did you help that man? Did you help that kid? Did you help that baby?
Yep.
It don't happen no more. I mean, it's like once you get out, you feel a way about when you look at certain things like that. Like I don't like it. I don't like too many. I don't like dealing with other people that's not really veterans. But I'll step in on certain occasions that it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I'd feel guilty that I did it. Honestly, so
That's crazy, man.
it
Like
is.
when you're in front of your people and your team now, and it's different from like we talk about the Benghazi situation and Blackwater, but like how now do you help like push your team and be more focused instead of like when it comes to politics, so you don't seem like a character like Donald Trump, but more like hey, this is I'm supposed to do this for y'all. Like I'm here for y'all. I'm not a character. I'm here for the neighborhood, the community. I'm here for the kids, the civilians, the people that don't know.
Just try to say stuff. I mean, eventually, I think in some way, you're when I do become mayor, you do kind of go to the politician side, but it's also staying focused
Yeah.
on who you are and just not giving way on your morals whatsoever. I mean, if you're saying you're going to do something, don't just say, "Well, I'll kind of give you this one because it does this." If you give up something, even though you don't agree with it, you're kind of screwed forever. because you already gave way once. As you know, for again, going back to what you're saying, I'm just always going to be me. You know, I get told online all the time, "You're running for mayor. You can't say that. Watch me." I'm not going to change who I am and not going to say just because I'm running for mayor. That's just a position. It's not. It's not. It shouldn't change who you are. So maybe I won't get elected for it. I don't care. I'm not gonna deviate anything. It is what it is. It kind of drives my wife nuts a little bit. But to me, I think that's what a lot of what happens to a lot of people. I mean, look at Dan Crenshaw. Everybody thought he's going to be, the best thing since sliced bread, and he kind of, not so much. Get in there, and they just, I don't know what happens. I mean, there's some people in there that are doing really good still. If you watch everything that they stood up for, they're still doing it. They never gave an inch, and those are the people that we need. And that's what people got to look at. You can look at someone's past and kind of see who they actually will be versus that silver tongued speaker who knows what to say, how to say, perfectly spoken, knows every freaking answer. Well, look where we got with those type of people. I definitely don't have all the answers because this is something I never thought I would do. Actually, I did what year was it? I don't know, that 10,000 year freaking high school reunion. Man, all the kids that knew me, they're laughing their asses off. You're Mayor Tig Tiegen running for mayor. Holy shit! Everybody on the football team, like hell must have froze over. So that's how far off the subject I am on running for mayor.
Like you running.
Well, we kind of talked about just earlier. You said you felt like local police was overstepping, mayor was overstepping, on people's freedoms because the government is. I hate big government, man. I just want them to stay out of my business. But what do you think the core problem you can solve as a mayor?
I'm looking into a lot of things, and it's the sad thing is really the mayor himself can't really do it by himself. He really, but again, it goes back to like staying on my values and what I believe in, and just being the biggest freaking asshole, especially to the city council people, regardless if they're veterans or not, and just making the public aware and letting them know how you can force these people to make the change. Because I am the people's boss. I'm definitely not the city council's boss. They are the city council's boss. I'm the boss of certain departments. I think like what was it, 3,600 people or something like that. I'm their boss. Yes. Other than that, I'm the boss of the public, but it's not the city council. You're a strong mayor here in Colorado Springs, but you only have so much power. That's the problem. So when I was looking into more and more stuff, I mean, it's going to be a pain in the ass, but if I can't do it myself, I'm going to be a huge pain in the ass and everybody else. I mean, I am, because I just don't give up. I'm actually, when I know that somebody fights back on it, I'm going to be even harder on it. So, just like, so the, the utilities here. I was kind of off a weird subject, but the utility guys here, they're pretty much going to give this guy a raise up to almost $620,000. The guy up in Denver makes $300 something thousand. So the mayor doesn't control that. City council does. They're going to raise our rate now so that they can pay this guy more, pretty much. And I don't know what else is going on. I'm writing a quarter request to see what else the staff are being paid inside this. This is just one little thing. But for me, I'm like going like, why are you raising the rates on us? We're already paying higher than even Denver and all these other freaking places, pretty much. And it's because of this pay. Like, this is horseshit. So this is the kind of stuff that I don't like. It really irritates the crap out of me. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking at. Again, I can't change it. The city council can. They're the only ones who can because they're part of it. So it's that kind of stuff that I'm looking at. But anything that me as a mayor that I can directly change and reduce, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people, but I don't care. I'm not here to make them happy. I'm here to make our city better, plain and simple. Because I'd rather do it. I'd rather make people suffer now than my kids and grandkids suffer later.
Absolutely. I mean, leadership's not a popularity contest all the time. Sometimes it's doing what's right because it's right.
Yep. But again, I look at things first. But again, there's some people who probably have it, click, 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 but which is fine. They might have it, but doesn't make they're always better, because look where we are for those who did have it. But emergency declaration, it should be used in the proper way. Look at what they did with COVID. They did the exact same thing. Well, look at this. Trust me, if they try to do something for our safety, then you're giving up. It's probably not the best thing. That's my thing. So it has to be for, I don't know. I don't really agree with them all that much, unless it's from an outside force. That's it, honestly.
Is homelessness a big thing in Colorado Springs?
It is. So it's kind of funny. So when I was running for mayor, I mean, I've dealt with doing a lot of veteran programs and stuff, and I've already had my own plans, kind of stuff, working, tiny homes, little villages. So when I built a thing together and I was running for mayor, I kind of put some of it together and put it out there. The mayor now never even kind of talked about the way I was doing it. I give him credit. He actually used my plan and implemented it, that we should be doing in the last mayor run that I was involved with. So that's, at least he does listen to things. But I wish he did, because he didn't really bring up any true plan. That's what it kind of seems like when I was running. Nobody really had a plan, but maybe they don't bring it to the plate because this is what happens. But to me, in my mind, I really don't care if somebody wins and they use it. I don't care. Why not? It just means that it was a good plan. And honestly, I'm going to actually use that when I run again for mayor. So, I mean, what would you rather have somebody who takes a plan and uses it, or somebody comes up with the plan and implements it, kind of a thing? But, I have to hand it to him. At least he did use it, but it wasn't the full thing. I didn't bust out the whole plan. But yeah, homelessness is still, it's a lot here. But you're never going to fully solve it. You just won't. When I had my own foundation, helping, I mean, I did anything as long as it wasn't court related. It wouldn't help you with the court fees. But other than that, we'd help vets for anything. It didn't matter if you're disarmed or discharged. I didn't really care. At least you tried. So there was a couple guys we walked up to. They're like, dude, I really don't care being, I don't mind it. I get my disability paycheck every month, and I don't listen. I don't have to, I got nothing. This is it. I'm fine. So you're never going to end up, there's some people, they just don't want that responsibility. And honestly, there's some people that they're mentally just not there.
Yeah.
So again, that goes back, like, we need to bring back, honestly, the insane asylums, mental hospitals, where people just got to be. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. I mean, I think a lot of the crime that we have is because we got rid of those institutions, and we need to bring them back. And we just got to have more checks and balances with them, so that we don't have a repeat of what was being done in those places, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. What about do you have any plans, maybe that's not in place, for veterans and their families?
So as a city, no. I don't. Same with homelessness. There's so much stuff that even the government itself shouldn't be involved with, because there's so many nonprofits. I've looked into it, man. There are like 56,000 veteran nonprofits in this country. They're making billions of dollars a year, and we still have a major problem. But a lot of them are frauds. I think we know that. Wounded Warrior, they got a lot better, but they were a major fraud in the beginning. I mean, they were spending 90% and only giving 10%. So I think, like, trying to figure out what those are. And again, what he did is what I was talking about, getting these organizations to come together and actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. But what he's not doing is another second part, is actually getting them and actually promoting them as a city, and saying, hey, these groups are doing what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is how you get a hold of them. This is how you support them. Because again, to me, the city shouldn't be paying for homelessness.
True.
Shouldn't be putting taxpayers' money into it when you have these nonprofits already doing it. So that's kind of where my mindset goes with a lot of stuff. Just kind of like, you have the city homeless shelters. Why? Let the nonprofits take it over. If they're getting billions of dollars, why are taxpayers still paying for it? Kind of a thing. And they can run it better anyways, in my opinion.
Yeah, because if you look at like Los Angeles, they get billions and billions of dollars for homelessness, and they don't even solve it.
And the government, I mean, the government themselves gives grants to a lot of these nonprofits. So you're
Yeah.
kind of city, you're being double taxed on it.
So once you get elected, what will you measure month to month to prove progress, and what triggers course correction, do you think?
I think that's gonna take a little bit of time to actually see my actual what I'm actually capable of truly doing. I mean, I'm still digging into a lot of that stuff. I mean, I have my first, well, me and the wife, since we're both running, her election is next year. Mine's not till 2027, so I still got a little bit of time to dig into a lot of things. I'm just slowly doing things. But to me, there should be trigger points like that. Like you said, there should be measurements, and if things are getting done or not being done, and also like going like to the roads. You know, our biggest thing right now is our roads. A lot of the money we have a bill, and the money that's being pretty much used or taxed is supposed to go towards the roads. Well, it's actually being for curbs instead of the roads. So for like 2 feet away from a brand new curb being put in, there's a freaking 2-foot pothole. And I've taken pictures before, and I'm just like, this is so stupid. If you're gonna fix the curb, at least patch the pothole. You know, just like, come on. So, and you know, again, like, I'm pretty sure there's got to be a reason why. From what I understood, I haven't really looked into it since the last time I ran, but the city got sued by some outside guy who was a handicapped wheelchair guy because curbs were like a centimeter too short or too tall or something like that. And I'm just like, you know, this is the stuff honestly that the city should be fighting, and a lot. And from what I hear, they don't fight. They just screw it. We'll just pay for it because we'd waste more. Actually, you wouldn't waste more money, in my opinion, because this is costing like hundreds of millions of dollars to do all this stuff. Because now you also got to do the roads, and instead of like just doing it all at the same damn time, to me, it just makes no freaking sense in what they're doing. You know, so I think to have, you know, milestones in place to make sure things are done. It's just going to take time when I get in. But that's where a lot of that stuff in the managers meetings and the management meeting that we're having in November, actually. And I think we've invited like over 100 people. So it's not really open to the public. So we're just going to kind of see what goes there. And for me, it just it's the team that makes the difference of also the mayor. It's not really the person himself. The person himself just needs to stand firm on what he's running on and not really deviate. I mean, even it's like, sorry, nope, I said it, I'm doing the roads. I'm going to do the roads, kind of a thing. And if you don't, you better come out and be ready to tell everybody. Because, you know, I know when I ran and he ran, the mayor now, again, it's all about, I'm done doing we should be fixing the roads, not the curbs. Well, no, he hasn't. From what I know of, I've tried to find it. He hasn't come out and said why he's still doing the curbs and not the roads. So you see what I'm saying? That stuff is irritating to the people. A good leader should come out. Well, I've tried to do it, but this is why we can't. Again, he has the inside info. I don't. So it even goes back to like I was talking about with the Springs Utilities. It's like you have the CEO, which is the only one that's public knowledge. You know, right now he's making $520,000 a year, and he's going to probably get bumped up to like $620,000 a year. When the next, you know, the average size for the person normally getting this type of pay is like 300,000. So he's like getting double the pay. Why? What makes this guy so important? And then you want to raise everyone's rates. So pretty much so he can get this $300,000 more a paycheck. That just makes no sense to me. So anyway, so that's so the milestones it's just going to take time to kind of figure out what is what, you know, and I do plan on, you know, I do plan on running twice, but I'm not going to campaign the second time. My campaigning is my job. If I'm doing a good job, vote me in. If I'm not doing a good job, then vote me out. That's how I. So
that's pretty cut and dry, man.
Yeah.
I know that makes you frustrated because it's like, man, we here for the people. So, like, even since the last time you ran, like, what's the hardest voter question that you've got? And how did you answer that one?
I didn't think they were really hard. It was just like the knowledge of knowing what's going on in the city. That like work stuff, the policies and all that. And even then, I ran in the last 9 weeks. So all these other guys, they ran for over a year. So like our run technically doesn't start until October of next year. So let's just say like this was the last time. They all started in October. I didn't start until February. So that's a huge difference. So they had a long time. They're planning. They were I just got up and did it because it's like, okay, you have this much time left. I said, okay, I'll do it. But so me, I was just kind of, I was going through a divorce still. I was starting a new job, and I hadn't had a real job in years. I wasn't going to call it a real job. I was just doing firearms training. So, I had a lot of stuff going on, and still I thought it was easy. I didn't really think the hardest part was just getting my knowledge up on what's going on. Other than that, it's just leadership. So I didn't think it was hard at all.
That's good.
Yeah, that is like I know. Like I said again, I know it's frustrating. So it's like, okay, let me learn as much as I can before I go in, because they got like a couple steps ahead of you. So yeah, we got to get you. We got to get you in there, Jeff. We got to come up there and get you in that office, man.
It's gonna be, again, the wife. She's gonna win. But I don't think there might be one other vet. I think he's the city councilman that I heard that might run against her, but I still don't even think he's gonna have a chance, because she's been pretty involved in the community for years, even before this dude even jumped in the city council. But people know her pretty good already. So I don't think she's gonna have a worry. I mean,
I got a good question for you though. If you do safer having you run, you don't make it. Like, what is your plans to keep trying to serve the community, and if you do win, what would be the first thing you do for them that first day?
Oh man, we're gonna throw like a Sturgis party, dude.
I'll be there.
If I don't win, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I do a lot of fundraisers for veterans organization. I just did one in Nashville for the Journey Home Project, where we raised almost $600,000. So that
all right, man. Tig, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate you coming on, sharing your story, and like I was telling you, we want you to go ahead and win that mayor spot so you can make some good changes, man.
it takes everyone. I think I think it's going to be a battle for me. I don't know how many people are going to be in this race. It was 12 last time, so see how many people jump in and just kind of go from there. Honestly,
absolutely, man. Where can people reach you? I know you got your podcast. You got that awesome song you just had out recently. Where can, like, if they wanted to reach out, ask some questions?
Honestly, nowhere.
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't hear that very often. But I have my website, but I don't really. I mean, you can answer there. I have my manager. Well, he's kind of a manager, but he'll send me the emails. I do have my website. Then I have my Tig for Mayor website. You can kind of go on there and ask questions and stuff like that. So I do get emails from that, but for the most part, I am on social media, but I've been getting so much messaging on there. I kind of quit going and checking because there's just so much nowadays. Yeah, so it's just, even my wife, she'll send me stuff and I can't even see it because it's just loaded with stuff now. That's the hard part. I mean, I still get, like I told you earlier about the AI stuff. I still get there's women on there. I got one the other day. Why do you keep scamming women? You should stop. You're a public figure. I'm like going, that should be your number one thing. I'm a public figure. Why would I need to scam you?
Exactly. That's crazy. Yeah. You told me the story. You got a video of, I guess you were talking to a woman and it was just AI.
Yeah, it was AI. I posted it once. I think a year ago. It was like a year ago I posted it. I was like, hey, this is not me, but this is what's going on. So I do try to get in front of it, but it's kind of hard. I mean, you can't, it just is what it is, unfortunately. There's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Well, You can fight the good fight, man. That's what you're doing. But again, thanks for coming on, man. I know a lot of people get a lot of value from this. So, and I look forward to hanging out with you next year at the Warrior Weekend, man.
Yeah, that thing's always fun. It's such a good time.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay swaggy, stay strong.